It increases strength and stamina many folds. Besides this, the medicine also helps in breathing problems, in controlling cholesterol, and in anti-cancer treatment. Keeda Jadi is a rare and effective medicinal herb which is very difficult to find amidst the grass in the high altitude region. Because of this reason, it costs lakhs of rupees in the international market.
Inhabited by large tribal population, Odisha is the home of rich folk tradition and offers a variety of performing arts unique to its culture. And over the years, Ganjam, a small district in this eastern state, has secured a special place in the cultural map of the country for its celebrity folk dancers. And Tiger dance or the Bagh Nach is a very well-known part of this rich folk culture.
टाइगर डांस ये शुरू हुआ है कोरापुट का जो आदिवासी जनजाति है भूंया सबकास्ट वहाँ से ये बढ़कर आ गया है गंजाम का भंजानगर जो पहाड़ी इलाका है भंजानगर पोलोसरा कोदड़ा आस्का देन इट केम टू बेरहमपुर.
It is the costume that gives Bagh Nach its spectacular grandeur. The grand performance is preceded by a long body painting session. Several layers of paint is applied on the artist's body carefully. Each layer is applied such that the end result reflects the grandeur of the carnivore. Typically, the
Hello and good evening. You're watching Express News with me, Nancy Kohli. Let's begin with the top stories of the day. Prime Minister Narendra Modi addresses Malayalam Manorama Conclave 2019 via video conferencing, says there is a need for continuous dialogue irrespective of differing views. Prime Minister Modi describes New India as an aspirational nation based on participative democracy and proactive citizens. The Prime Minister lists out his government's achievements since 2014. Prime Minister Modi says the essence of New India is people putting nation before self, national interest before selfish interests. The Prime Minister highlights the need to use language to unite and not divide. Calls on the media to play the role of a bridge that brings people speaking different languages closer. Prime Minister Modi also says the spirit of New India is also being reflected in the media, highlights the constructive role being played by the media in making campaigns like Swachh Bharat and Fit India mass movements. While addressing the Manorama News Conclave 2019 in Kochi, Information and Broadcasting Minister Prakash Javadekar said that responsible freedom is the essence of a democratic society, but responsible freedom does not mean regulated freedom, but being responsible while enjoying freedom. Information and Broadcasting Minister Prakash Javadekar also said that the essence of the Modi government's concept of New India is corruption-free New India, terror-free New India, casteism-free New India, communalism-free New India, poverty-free New India and dirt-free New India. Prime Minister Modi also launches 10 Ayush Health and Wellness Centres located in Haryana. This is in line with Ministry of Ayush's commitment to make 12,500 Ayush Health and Wellness Centres functional in next 3 years under the Ayushman Bharat. These centres complement the National Health Policy 2017 that integrated Ayush services in a conventional healthcare delivery system. The main focus of these Ayush centres would be empowering the community for self-care by imbibing Ayush-based healthy food and lifestyle, social behaviour and the use of medicinal plants for primary health care. Provisions will also be made for diagnostics and medicines for a wide range of health problems. These services will be in addition to the currently ongoing national health programs. Prime Minister Modi also released 12 commemorative postal stamps to honor eminent scholars, practitioners and great master healers of Ayush systems. These commemorative postal stamps highlight the great work and acknowledge the achievements of the great master healers of Ayush systems. Prime Minister Modi also presents the Yoga Awards to the winners of Pradhan Mantri's Award for Outstanding Contribution for Promotion and Development of Yoga. These were announced during the International Day of Yoga this year at Ranchi. Rajiv Gauba takes over as the new Cabinet Secretary. He is an Administrative Services Officer of the 1982 Jharkhand batch. Army Chief General Bipin Rawat visited Srinagar to review the overall security situation in the Kashmir Valley. The defence sources also said that he is also reviewing operational preparedness of the armed forces along the line of control. Accompanied by top army commanders, General Rawat is visiting the forward posts along the line of control in North Kashmir districts to assess the operational preparedness and situation along the areas. This is the first visit of General Rawat to the valley after the abrogation of special status to Jammu and Kashmir under Article 370 and 35A and the bifurcation of Jammu and Kashmir into two union territories. Restrictions have been eased in the Kashmir Valley. The vehicular movement has improved and no untoward incident has been reported from the valley. There is also no dearth of essential commodities. Union Minister Dr. Jitendra Singh interacts with students from remote areas of Jammu and Kashmir studying in New Delhi. While addressing the students, the minister expressed satisfaction over the government's step to abrogate Article 370 in Jammu and Kashmir. The Union Minister expressed confidence that the youth of Jammu and Kashmir and Ladakh region would benefit from this step. He added that the feedback of students from ground is very important for the government and assured that such meetings would be held in future on a regular basis. The students expressed hope that the people who got displaced from the state would again get the opportunity to go back to their roots. They also expressed hope that now they would witness socio-economic development and free the people from the evil of terror. The CBI conducts 150 searches at various locations. A special drive of the anti-corruption or joint surprise searches were conducted across the country. In fact, these searches were conducted at various places of suspected corruption. Raksha Mantri Rajnath Singh is scheduled to visit Japan on 2nd and 3rd September and the Republic of Korea on the 5th and 6th September for a bilateral visit. He will also co-chair the annual Defence Ministerial Dialogue with his counterpart, Mr. Takeshi Iwaya, the Minister of Defence of Japan. The Ministerial Dialogue will aim to further strengthen the Indo-Japan Special Strategic and Global Partnership and include the wide-ranging discussions to enhance the bilateral defence and security arrangements between India and Japan. A function was organised in remembrance of former Lok Sabha Speaker Sardar Hukum Singh was held at the Central Hall of Parliament House in New Delhi. On the occasion of his birth anniversary, floral tributes were paid to the former Speaker. Charged in connection with money laundering, D.K. Shivakumar has moved to Karnataka High Court to seek protection from arrest by the Enforcement Directorate. The Special CBI Court has further extended the CBI remand of P. Chidambaram till 2nd September in connection with the INX media case. Union Minister Piyush Goyal addressed security industry conclave in New Delhi. While addressing the gathering, the minister said that millions of people became the chowkidars during 2019 Lok Sabha elections to guard the nation and the profession came to the centre. Union Minister Piyush Goyal emphasised on the need to check the credentials of the private security guards. He said it is a responsibility to ensure a better life of dignity to provide security guards. ML Lahoti, the advocate for many Amrapali home buyers, has submitted a list of around 6,000 buyers in 6 different Amrapali projects to the Supreme Court. The submitted list contains names of buyers for registration of their deeds by Noida and Greater Noida authorities. Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman announces merger of Punjab National Bank, the Oriental Bank of Commerce and the United Bank. Says they shall form the second largest public sector bank with a business of 17.9 lakh crore rupees. The government announces second merger of the Canara Bank and Syndicate Bank. Says they will be the fourth largest public sector bank with business of around 15.2 lakh crore rupees. Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman says that the government shall continue with two banks which will have national presence. That's the Bank of India with around 9.3 lakh crore rupees and business of the business size, and Central Bank with 4.68 lakh crore rupees of business size. Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman says that the gross non-performing assets have come down from 8.6 lakh crore rupees to 7.9 lakh crore rupees. The 30-share Sensex ended 263.8 points or 0.71% higher at 37,322. The broader NSE Nifty also rose 74.9 points or 0.68% to close at 11,023. The Indian rupee appreciated 25 paise to 71.5 against the US dollar intraday. The Brent crude futures, the global oil benchmark, slipped 0.17% to $60.3 US per barrel. After crossing record 40,000 rupee mark, the gold prices on Friday declined 500 rupees to 39,720 rupees per 10 gram in the national capital. That's according to the All India Sarafa Association, as positive developments in the US-China trade talks reduced the safe haven appeal of the yellow metal. Silver also dropped 450 rupees to 48,600 rupees per kilogram on reduced offtake by industrial units and coin makers. Low-cost airline SpiceJet announced that it will introduce 6 new flights from 25th September to expand its network across domestic and international routes, and that it will deploy its fleet of Boeing 737-800 on the new routes. Indigo will begin operations on the Delhi-Riyadh and Delhi-Kuwait route from 11th October, making the Saudi Arabian capital its 22nd international destination. The airline already has direct flights on the Mumbai-Kuwait route. Maruti Suzuki has launched a doorstep repair service program in India dubbed as Service on Wheels initiative. Maruti will offer paid and free services including repairs, underbody inspection, oil changing, filter cleaning as well. The new top management team of the Coffee Day Enterprises met investors and lenders in Mumbai and assured an early resolution of outstanding debt at the coffee retailer. After suspension of Parliament ahead of Brexit in the UK, the opposition Labour Party said that it would trigger an emergency debate in Parliament next week to try to stop Prime Minister Boris Johnson taking UK out of the European Union without a withdrawal deal. The British Foreign Minister Dominic Raab called for more international support to protect shipping in the Strait of Hormuz during a meeting with his French and German counterparts. Raab said that they discussed how to put the 2015 nuclear deal agreement, known as the Joint Comprehensive Plan of Action, back on track. Brazilian President Jair Bolsonaro banned the use of fire to clear land throughout the country for 60 days in response to massive increase in blazing fires in the Amazon rainforest that has caused international outrage. Bolivia's President Evo Morales joined firefighters in Santa Cruz to help crew put out wildfires as the country struggled to contain blazes across Bolivia. He said that raging fires in Bolivia and Brazil are the world's responsibility. The members of Peru's Air Force arrived in Bolivia's Santa Cruz department to help battle wildfires devastating the South American country. The helicopters and 14 members of Peru's Air Force were greeted by Bolivian President Evo Morales, who helped direct operations to put out fires in La Chicotenía region. Centering attention towards Rohingya migrant crisis, Bangladesh Foreign Minister A.K. Abdul Momen urged the international diplomatic community to pressurize Myanmar to take back the Rohingyas currently residing in Bangladesh. He said that Myanmar should allow the foreign media to report about the refugee crisis. To discuss the prevailing disputes regarding Iran nuclear deal, the European Union foreign ministers met in Helsinki to assess the ongoing political ripples in the Middle East after the US said it is open to talks on the nuclear deal. The UN draft resolution in the northwestern Syria demands that all the parties, particularly the Syrian government, must comply with international law, including the respect and the protection of civilians and civilian objects. Following an assault by the government, the southern Yemeni separatists have vowed to retaliate the attack which occurred when the separatists were deployed at their positions in Aden. The attack has threatened an escalation in fight between the two. Florida governor has expanded state of emergency as Hurricane Dorian is expected to become a highly dangerous Category 4 storm. The authorities have also cancelled some commercial flights. US President Donald Trump has also cancelled his trip to Poland, keeping in wake of Hurricane Dorian. Japanese Prime Minister Shinzo Abe said he plans to do everything he can to ease tension in the Middle East and wants to talk with Iranian President Hassan Rouhani on the sidelines of the UNGA session that begins in September. North Korean parliament has approved changes to the country's constitution to solidify leader Kim Jong-un's role as the head of state. Kim's legal status as representing the state has been further consolidated to firmly ensure the monolithic guidance of the supreme leader over all the state affairs. At a time of international concern about a series of missile launches and tests by Pyongyang, the Chinese government's top diplomat, State Councillor Wang Yi, is going to visit North Korea next week. China has encouraged the talks process. Hong Kong pro-democracy activist Joshua Wong arrested ahead of another weekend of planned protests in the Chinese ruled city, which is grappling with huge political crisis. According to the party, Wong has been taken to police headquarters in Won Chai. Police have, however, not yet commented. Indonesian President Joko Widodo called for calm after protesters in the easternmost region of Papua set fire to government buildings. The region has been racked by civil unrest for 2 weeks over perceived racial and ethnic discrimination. Speaking in Berlin during a news conference with German Chancellor Angela Merkel, the Palestinian President Mahmoud Abbas called for international assistance in forming a Middle East quartet with European and Arab states to accompany negotiations between Palestine and Israel. Merkel reiterated her stand that only a two-state solution could bring peace between Israelis and Palestinians. US President Donald Trump established the US Space Command, a program that was first established during the height of the Cold War. Trump said Space Command would defend America's vital interests in space, the next war-fighting domain. Colombian President Iván Duque criticized the new call to arms by former rebels from the Revolutionary Armed Forces of Colombia, saying that the country takes no threats. Rebels have threatened to resume 5 decades of armed conflict against the government. The Russian Defense Ministry released a video of nuclear-capable Kalibr cruise missile with a claimed range of 2,000 km being launched in the Black Sea. According to the ministry, the launch was performed during the Navy drills held in Russia's southern military district. Ireland said that Britain had not made credible proposals on replacing the Irish border backstop arrangements in the Brexit talks. More than 3 years after the country voted in a referendum to leave the bloc, Britain is heading towards a showdown with the European Union over its plans to leave the bloc. More than 200 migrants were rescued by the Spanish Coast Guard as they attempted to make the crossing from Africa to Spain. The rescue comes at a time when Spain is preparing for the arrival on a Spanish warship of 15 migrants from an Italian port following a prolonged standoff between Italian authorities and a Spanish-registered private rescue boat. At least 7 spectators were killed after a flash flood swept across the pitch at a local match in Morocco. Most of the victims of the floods were swept away while watching a football game in the Taroudant province. Now, with 60 World Test Championship points in the bag, India will now be seeking to double the tally in a clean sweep of the series when they face West Indies in the second test at the Sabina Park in Jamaica today. Having won the first test by 318 runs, India are run-away favourites going into the second and the final match at the Sabina Park. Jasprit Bumrah and Ishant Sharma exposed the opposition's technical frailties, and they will be gunning for more in the second game. The BCCI has announced the 15-member squad for the upcoming T20 series against South Africa. Hardik Pandya will be replacing Bhuvneshwar Kumar as the only change in the squad that won the T20 series against West Indies recently. MS Dhoni did not figure in the Indian team for the 3-match T20 series against South Africa. The 3 T20 internationals will be played in Dharamshala, Mohali and Bengaluru. Sanjeev Rajput won the silver medal in the men's 50-meter rifle 3 positions event of the Shooting World Cup in Rio de Janeiro, securing India's 8th quota in shooting for the 2020 Tokyo Olympics. Meanwhile, Abhishek Verma won gold medal and Saurabh Chaudhary won bronze in a dominant display by Indian shooters in the men's 10-meter air pistol event of the Shooting World Cup. India A registered a 69-run victory over South Africa A in the first ODI clash at Greenfield International Stadium. With this victory, India A have taken a 1-0 lead over South Africa A in their 5-match ODI series. Virgil van Dijk becomes the first defender, the first Premier League player and the first Dutchman to win the prestigious UEFA Men's Player of the Year award. He was voted man of the match when Liverpool beat Tottenham Hotspur 1-0 to win the 2019 Champions League. And Liverpool's Alisson Becker won the UEFA Goalkeeper of the Season award. Lucy Bronze was named the UEFA Women's Player of the 2018-19 season. Barcelona's Lionel Messi bagged the Forward of the Season award for the 2018-19 UEFA Champions League campaign. Messi had 285 points under his belt and the second place Sadio Mane had only 109 points. Fourth seed Simona Halep suffered a shock second round loss to wall number 116 Taylor Townsend at the US Open. American Townsend won 2-6, 6-3, 7-6 to reach the third round at Flushing Meadows for the first time. Czech 6 seed Petra Vitova is out of the US Open after losing 6-4, 6-4 to world number 88 Andrea Petkovic in the second round. The two-time Wimbledon champion, who has been struggling with a forearm injury, was broken in the 10th game as the German 31 took the opening set. Meanwhile, Naomi Osaka's US Open title defense continued in stellar fashion with a quality win over the informed Madga Linette 6-2, 6-4 in 1 hour 10 minutes. German 6-seed Alexander Zverev was taken to a deciding set for a second successive match as he saw off American Francis Tiafoe 6-3, 3-6, 6-2, 2-6, 6-3 in the US Open second round. Zverev hit 52 unforced errors as the momentum swung throughout. Fiery Australian Nick Kyrgios mostly kept his cool en route a 6-4, 6-2, 6-4 dismantling of Antoine Huang in the second round clash at the US Open. The 28th seed had a row with the umpire even before the match began but avoided a full-scale meltdown to reach the third round. Crowd pleaser Coco Gauff came through a tough battle with qualifier Timea Babos 6-2, 4-6, 6-4 to set up a third round clash at the US Open against top seed and defending champion Naomi Osaka of Japan. The Union of European Football Associations announced the group stage fixtures for the upcoming 2019-20 season of the Champions League. The season will commence from 17 September. England cricket team received a customized World Wrestling Entertainment belt after the team's heroic win in the ICC Men's Cricket World Cup against New Zealand. Former Indian cricketer Ambati Rayudu has written to Hyderabad Cricket Association expressing a desire to come back from retirement and play cricket in all the formats. The draw to decide matches of the FIH Hockey Olympic qualifiers will take place on 9 September at the International Hockey Federation headquarters in Switzerland. There will be 14 men's and 14 women teams which will be involved in the draw. Ahead of the auspicious festival of Ganesh Chaturthi being celebrated, from second artists in Hyderabad created the tallest idol of Lord Ganesha. The figure is about 61 feet tall and weighs around 50 tons of weight. As designer Saurabh Gupta pushes aside a curtain in an East Harlem apartment, lifelike paper flowers in hues of violets, pinks and reds greet the eye in his 12-foot by 12-foot studio. The 29-year-old artist and designer uses food coloring or watercolor to paint details on the delicate works of art. Swedish climate activist Greta Thunberg said that she wished she could just be a regular kid, but she is compelled to effect change where adults have not in stemming rising global temperatures. The teen sailed into New York to take part in a UN climate summit. An Iranian rocket exploded on its launch pad at Imam Khomeini Space Center in northern Iran before its scheduled launch on Thursday. The launch was due to have taken place despite US warnings for Iran that it should avoid such an activity. Two pilots who are taking part in an ambitious attempt to circumnavigate the globe in a newly restored Silver Spitfire reached California. The restored Silver Spitfire was commonly used during World War II by the Allies. As Poland prepares for the 80th anniversary of the outbreak of World War II, Reenactors of history brought to life the chaos and action that played out on the French coast, which saw the largest seaborne invasion in history. Scientists announced the landmark discovery in Ethiopia of a nearly complete skull of an early human ancestor that lived 3.8 million years ago, a species that possessed an intriguing mixture of ape-like and human-like characteristics. Driven by an ambition to create eco-friendly yet fashionable sunglasses, the Okiz Coffee's CEO Maxim Hadvilenko experimented with various herbs before he found the right natural material in the coffee waste. The green industries already use coffee waste to produce furniture, cups, printing ink, and biofuel, but Hadvilenko is a pioneer in using it to make sunglasses that smell of the freshly brewed beverage. Hollywood actress Kirsten Dunst was honored with a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame in Los Angeles. 37-year-old Dunst became emotional when she addressed the audience. American actor Brad Pitt's sci-fi adventure drama Ad Astra is heading for a launch around $20 million during 20 to 22 September. The film is helmed by James Gray while scripted by Ernst Clowes and Gray himself. Actor-singer Lindsay Lohan released a teaser for her latest single, Xanax. The song stands to be the Lohan's first release after 11 years. Actor Dylan O'Brien joined Mark Wahlberg in the upcoming action thriller Infinite. Sophie Cookson will also appear in the movie. Infinite is based on D. Eric Macran's novel The Reincarnationist Papers, which focuses on Cognomina, a secret society of people who possess total recall of their past lives. The motion poster of Rashmi Rocket unveiled on Friday, featuring Taapsee Pannu as an athlete. The film will be directed by Akash Khurana. Taapsee Pannu shared the poster on her Twitter handle. The makers of the much-anticipated film Prasthanam featuring Sanjay Dutt released the trailer of the film on Thursday. Directed by Dev Kutta, the film will release on 20th September. To mark the 35th anniversary of Ghostbusters, the makers are set to bring the film back to the theatres in October. The film will be premiered in 600 theatres. Kriti Sanon and Pankaj Tripathi are all set to feature in the film Mimi. The maker also unveiled the first look of the film on Thursday. Directed by Lakshman Utekar, the film is a remake of Marathi movie Malai Aay Vyachai. Disney's highly anticipated new land Star Wars Galaxy's Edge opened its doors to eager at the Walt Disney World's Hollywood Studios in Orlando, Florida. Aerial video showed people lining up around the park, eager for a first glimpse of the land's attractions. Singer Taylor Swift's album Lover broke records in China as it surpassed 1 million combined total streams, downloads and sales within a week of its release. And with that, it's a wrap on Express News this evening. Thanks for being with us.